Night Attack is brought to you by all of our lovely patrons at patreon.com/Night Attack. Subscribe today to get the pre-show and after-show early. Also, thank you to Doghouse Systems for powering this show. Get yourself a free SSD when you get a computer at Doghouse at doghousesystems.com/v/rogue and use promo code ROGUE at checkout. You get a free hard drive if you buy a computer. Here's what happened last time on Night Attack 321 thanks to our friend ICU.
Listen, I read, how cute are cats? I read, dinosaurs you should know.
I read microphone. I read monitor. Dem titties. Dem titties. What is dem titties? What is dem titties? What is dem titties? What are dem titties?
What is that ass?
Oh my God. Oh my God, National Treasure. ICU, thank you so much to everybody joining us live on this beautiful Tuesday night. Hello, you beautiful bastards, you demon hordes of the internet. You know that we are live from the Diamond Club Studios deep in the heart of the 7-acre Schwood, located smack dab on the Austin city limits. I'm Brian Brushwood, joined by my BFF and OAK on JRY. I'm sorry, I'm a little bit distracted. It sounds like you're on Skype and not on our magic back roads connection.
Brian, it's a testament to our partnership that you understood that just as I was breathing ambiently into the mic, and before I even said a word, you knew that indeed our connection had been befouled. Indeed, I am stuck in the Skype realm for a week. Some tech stuff should be resolved, possibly resolved even during this show, but we will do our best to work with what we have.
A poet once said, "Don't know what you got until it's gone." Over.
More so, we would like to welcome the other hosts of the show. First,
Bond,
Bonnie,
ideas worth telling over a chair spread backwards. Thank you very much, ICU. That was amazing.
That was funny.
And of course, our producer Bryce Neshcom Castillo.
Hey, everybody, that's me.
So we had I kid you not, we had Spectrum out, and the dude's name was Gary.
God damn it, Gary!
Yes,
Gary.
It was a whole thing.
I used to think that the phrase "ain't nothing but a G thing" was positive, and now all I can think about is it ain't nothing but a Gary thing, which means nothing but pain, misery, and suffering.
Well, Gary came out and said, "I don't see what the problem is, bro." And I was
Typical
like,
Gary.
do you have to say bro? And he was like, "What do you mean, bro?" And then I was like, all right. So last night, we wrapped up Cord Killers, and I did like 90 minutes of on-the-phone tech support, and I got to a place where we had to break everything, and so we got to the most powerful system in the whole place, the switching computer, and got it directly connected to the cable modem, did the run and the thing, and verified that it was slow and all that stuff. Gary comes out, presses a button, does a hard reset, says, "Looks like 40 megabits upstream to me, bruh." And I was like, again, with the bro. And he's just like, "You don't even know if I did that or not, because this is now a recreation of the event in the future. That's how you're going to represent me." And then he grew like giant mutton chops, and he was playing Pong with other bros. And I was like, all right. But anyway, long story short, I had to break everything and then fix it. And then Gary came out and he made me break everything. Then I had to repair it all over again. And theoretically, I guess we have good internet on 2 out of 3 systems. Bryce, what's the analysis at?
You got it. I mean, I can go into much more detail, but we're just kind of rolling the dice a little bit here. It seems like we were okay for most of the pre-show, so
it's looking good so far. It's looking good. We're looking good, really. The only thing again is the Opal, and that's something that is going to be back ASAP, just maybe not in time for the show. So we are rocking and rolling.
It may not be a today thing, looking at some of the stuff that our tech guy is telling me.
Gotcha. So look, we do a show on Skype. It's not like we ain't never done one before. We're gonna have a really good time. Let's take that, Gary. Brian, think about him being balled up like a piece of paper into a little paper basketball. You thinking about that?
Yeah, no, I got him.
Yeah. Yeah, okay. Now dribble. How are you dribbling? Describe to me how you're dribbling.
Smashing his head on the ground, saying Gary, Gary, Gary. And
All
each
right,
time there's a little bit more
you're
blood.
just pushing
Gary,
it in,
Gary,
pushing
Gary.
it. All right, now
Yeah,
do me a favor.
yeah.
Grab it with both hands.
Squeeze.
And I want you to just go ahead and shoot it away.
Squeezed in his eyeballs. You know what? I'm gonna make a basket in the sun where he becomes totally evaporated.
There we go.
Nailed it.
And he's evaporated in the heat of the star that powers our solar system.
Oh wait,
there
what's
we
this?
go.
It's a copy of Gary. I didn't realize there was a copy of
God
Gary over
damn
here.
it.
Hold
No,
on, let me
this
pick him up.
Gary is too
Gary,
powerful.
Gary. Let's play Gary ball. Come on, Gary. Hey, we were talking in the pre-show about how you and I are not big fans of nostalgia, but I recently have dived pretty much headfirst into it with Lonesome Dove and V and Knight Rider and all that old stuff. Partly because it's the only content I could think of that I don't need appointment viewing with other members of the family, because that's the problem. Is I start a thing and then other members of the family are like, I want to watch that with you, like What We Do in the Shadows and all that stuff. Are you inherently allergic to nostalgia the way I usually am?
I don't think of myself as that, but I guess based on my viewing habits, I probably am more than I would suspect. But certainly I've been bitten by the nostalgia bug. I think it's going around. I mean, I'm doing a goddamn podcast about Billy Crystal movies from the 90s. So it's like I'm literally watching a lot of stuff with corded phones and shoulder pads. So like it is definitely just going around.
What about you, Bryce? I know that you're watching The Sopranos, but that's not really nostalgia so much as just, getting caught up on literature. That's literature.
I mean, it's almost 30 years old at this point. 25 years old.
Nostalgia implies that you've been there before and you're going
back. Oh,
yeah.
I guess, I mix that up with, vintage classic.
Yeah.
It's great. Sopranos holds up really well. A lot of relics of the 90s in there, dial-up internet and, the therapy being a weird new thing, and
Prozac.
Like,
whoa,
and,
what's that?
Xanax.
A drug that makes you calm? Ugh.
Yeah. But yeah, I guess I kind of had the same sort of I don't know, looking backwards moment. I had time to go look at the classics, and I normally don't do that. I will normally go back and watch stuff I've seen before, right? I'll watch something I've seen before a million times, but I don't tend to go back and watch older, bigger shows or movies.
So there is a scene at the end of the first of the 4 Lonesome Dove episodes where I think Samuel Ganji, is that his name? Samwise? Whatever. The dude who carries Mr. Frodo.
Ganja, am I right?
Yeah. He is a random
weed is what I'm talking about.
Irish drunkard that
Just
gets picked up by the crew.
Fuck, like ganja.
And then they go to cross a river, and this is in a pre-CGI era. They need to represent the idea that there is a fuck nest of cottonmouths, all swimming, water moccasins, just going crazy in the river, and that they all kill him, right?
Yeah.
Unfortunately, in 1988, 89, the only way to do that is to do a very low frame rate and to end with what in slow motion is very clearly the head of a snake on a stick that is jabbed into his face. If you watch the show, you come to love him as the most guileless character, somebody who just misses his ma. He sings beautiful Irish songs, and then he says, I don't know why I have a bad feeling about, we crossed the ocean, but I have a bad feeling about crossing the river, and then it goes in. And so about 20 minutes before that, Penny and I have watched that whole first beginning. And then it's like, we're having steak. I guess I want to have steak because I'm seeing all this cattle. I guess I want to grow my hair out because I'm seeing all these feathered 80s hairstyles. Let's live in the past. Let me cook a steak and we'll watch Lonesome Dove. And we get to the part, the end, and Bonnie clearly has forgotten how the first episode ends. Gets to the part, low frame rate, snakes twirling and swirling, kids screaming. He's like, I'll never go on to play Rudy in a future movie. And then Snake bites his face. Kids burst out laughing, full on
Really?
laughing. Bonnie bursts into tears and leaves the room.
No. Bonnie.
Then
What did you just? Were you just really sad about Aston getting asped, or
yeah,
like?
I was so emotionally moved by that moment. What? How many years ago?
Can we
I
look
don't-
that up? Can we get a
35?
clip of him dying? I want to see how he dies. to
yeah,
see whether or not.
if you can find it, just the very last scene of the first episode.
No,
But-
it
but-
was just like he was like this really wholesome character that you just fell for.
Yeah, no, his whole character is he misses his mom who's dead, and he sings song in Irish, in Gaelic.
And then it was and then he had like a brother or whatever. But then that whole scene was like super moving, and I didn't watch. I didn't think it was that episode, but I knew you were rewatching it. But I wasn't going to watch it until after that because I had this fear of that moment because it was so powerful. And then I ugly cried. It was
Bonnie gets up.
Oh,
Oh,
here we
here,
go.
here it is. Water
Oh,
moccasins.
it's just-
On Lonesome Dove.
it's just dumb. It's just dumb.
It's definitely Sean Astin.
He's being
holding
killed by that spaghetti.
Yeah, look
He's
at that.
definitely
God.
holding rubber snakes, flailing about.
Was it slow motion like this?
Right in the face.
So
Was it slow mode like that?
it was
It-
exactly how it appeared.
Like that. It
That's
was
dumb.
terrible.
Kids are cackling. Bonnie leaves the room. Bonnie composes herself. We're on to episode 2. There is a 2-minute and 30-second musical introduction going into episode 2.
Yeah.
So there's a bit of time for Bonnie to compose herself. Opening scene of episode 2, the funeral for that kid who just died.
No.
Bonnie walks inside,
She
bursts
just
into tears again.
Sits in that shit. She fucking left to go cry, came back, and then left again to cry.
Yes!
But it's
How amazing.
do you really leave the room when your voice is carrying through the walls? I mean, it was like sob. The
So,
kids
I
are
mean,
so
imagine
confused.
this is full duplex. The kids hear mom crying, mom hears the kids cackling, and neither one can stop. Because the kids have gotten beyond the initial cackling about it, and now they're talking about like, oh my God, did you see that? And he had the rubber and he was playing like this. He's like, oh, I'm Irish. I miss my mom.
It was so sweet. But then earlier, I'm not surprised that the kids were primed to cackle because of the lightning scene early on with the cattle.
Yeah, some of the effects did not age well.
Yeah.
The dust storm and the lightning striking the herd or whatever was definitely cartoon lightning.
It was just,
yeah.
and then Penny is at this age that she's like really enjoying seeing the disparity from the movie making
Like
techniques.
old stuff aged poorly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like she's really finding amusement in it.
There's both a German word and a Pokemon that encapsulates that feeling.
What is it?
I don't know. Schadenfreude, I guess.
Is there a Schadenfreude Pokemon?
There should be,
There
man.
should be. If there's
If
not,
there ain't, there
then-
ought to be. I'm a single issue voter.
So anyway, that's what we've been doing. That and watching What We Do in the Shadows. Finally caught that 3rd episode that you were talking about. So good. Everything about What We Do in the Shadows is the best thing ever. If you're not watching it, shame on you. Don't even watch the movie. Just watch the TV show.
Like just home runs. Each episode this season, crushing it out
Well-
of the park.
You guys are all jealous of me because I didn't watch a single episode of Schitt's Creek until this pandemic hit. So I had
That's
a
all you're doing.
lot of material.
You
to
had a
go
lot of
through.
shit to go through.
Yeah, I had a lot of shit to go through.
You've been processing a lot of shit.
I have. It was fun. I'm done now, so I can get on with my life.
You're gonna.
Did you
leave
watch
us
the final
behind.
season that they just aired too?
Yeah, I did. I bought it on
Apple.
Yeah.
Do you know about the? I've hid this from the kids. I'm sorry to
Oh.
tell you this. I have actively hid this from our children and our family because it would mean that we would have to do nothing but watch Parks and Recreation. They're having a Parks and Rec COVID special
Oh yeah.
where everybody's dealing with it post, over a Zoom meeting or what have you.
Oh, that's cute. Well, we should
Yeah.
keep watching that.
From what I understand, there's a significant thing that happens on the last episode that will have implications. So
What's weird is it's in any other show. I kind of disagree with Tom saying that. I think on any other show, the thing that happened would be of more importance. But Parks and Rec has got such a formula, and you're already X amount of seasons behind anyway. That you would be like, oh, okay, so some stuff kind of changed, and these things changed. But yeah, might as well go finish it anyway.
I mean, if you're gonna write off the male lead in the first season, and just act like Adam Scott was always there, then yeah,
He had to go. He had to go. Dan Brandanowitz, get out of here.
He was needed over at the Loop. He had to have a giant fake robot arm, and Have you watched any of Tales from the Loop, Justin?
No, I haven't watched that, and I haven't watched Devs. Maine was really getting on me with Devs.
I've heard from Bryce terrible things about Devs.
They're
terrible.
There
Capital.
are,
If any of our fans are people who worked on
no!
Devs,
Yeah.
Bryce has thoughts about your work.
Exactly, and they're bad. Like, he thinks that it's poo-poo on the street. Like, he would call the police on it if that was part of their purview.
Separately, I have heard some podcasts that I listen to singing the praises of Devs, and I'm really confused about whether or not I should start Devs now.
My stance has always been there are bad things about devs.
He just says fuck devs all the time, like, no matter what. He's been very consistent on that. Morning, noon, and night. I got fucking 2 fucking middle fingers for devs. That's the Bryce creed.
I have the opposite reaction of a big babby on chat who says devs started good, went to poop early, and never got better. Devs, I think, starts off pretty bad and is saved by the final 3 episodes.
Casey Blackburn wants to know, are you an Alex Garland fan in general, though?
Yeah, I like Ex Machina. I like Annihilation, but the thing that makes those movies good is that they're only 2 hours and not 8. And
I was
also
totally shocked to find out that John hated Annihilation.
I'm not surprised that John hated it.
I don't see how anyone could hate Annihilation. It's one of the most visually rich movies I've ever seen. I was sad that I was awake, because at least in a dream I could wander around inside of it, or if it was a video game I could play and stare at everything as long as I wanted.
I think he tends to have kind of traditional expectations of movies, in terms of plots, or I've heard him talk about comedies and say that movie had no jokes in it. And it's like, well, comedies don't really have jokes anymore. They're just funny situations. But anyway. I normally like Alex Garland stuff. I still recommend it because I think the ending is really good, but you don't really need to pay attention during a lot of that middle stuff.
So what about Mythic Quest? Anybody see that?
I watched the first episode of that. That was all right. It was better than I thought it would be. It's got the guy from It's Always Sunny, and it kind of doesn't have a main character.
That doesn't have 2 of them. It's 2 of the guys from Always Sunny, or maybe Glenn Howerton is producing from behind.
Yeah, he's not in the first episode.
Yeah.
But it's very interesting because it's that big Ubisoft thing, they're partners with it, and it just means
Wait. How are you watching that one?
it's on Apple TV.
No,
Apple TV Plus.
not you, Brian.
I mean, I heard about it. That's all.
You didn't watch it.
God damn it! Look, you're.
Oh,
I
no.
know what you're trying to goad me into.
No, I want to know whether or not you watched that instead of the Beastie Boys stuff.
I haven't seen shit, because fuck Apple TV Plus, fuck their user interface, fuck their non-friendly, non-PC, anti-PC fascist agenda, fuck them for having a bad UI, fuck everything about Apple TV Plus. I paid for it, and I refuse to watch a single thing on it, and I'm gonna undo it as soon as I can. They robbed me of the Beastie Boys.
Get the Fife out. He's going full 1776.
Fucking,
This is it. The final indignation.
I will watch Apple TV Plus programming the moment Justin Amash shows up on Politics
there we
with
go.
Justin R. Young. That's when everything will be made right.
Look. I understand that it is very frustrating to try and watch anything like Apple TV on PC. That is really frustrating and awful. Also, you sent me a book via text message.
Also, that
about
was copied and pasted from the same book that I sent both Bryce and Tom. And then Bryce started to say, well, it might be because, and then Tom cuts him off saying, Brian just wants to vent. Just let him have this.
I'm a fixer. I'm a fixer.
I understand, but
Yeah, because you can, like, there was a point at which you won. You just didn't win the way you wanted to win. And so now you are, like, righteously sitting it out. And all I wanted to know was whether or not you had given in to the whimsical joy of Mythic Quest.
the only way for me to watch Apple TV is on my Apple device, which is an iPhone, which would be dumb because I can't watch that with my wife. Like, I gave up and I was going to watch it without Bonnie, but then Bonnie walked into our media room, a media room that consists of a desktop PC and a giant 50-inch screen for the purpose of watching media. And she says, oh, the Beastie Boys documentary, I would like to see that. I say, give me just a second. And then I was defeated by the dragon a second time because it turns out they hate PCs so much that the only thing they want you to do, like there was a moment I gave in. It said, hey, give me the CVV of a credit card from 2 cycles ago. And I was like,
Yeah.
ooh, yeah, that's not going to happen. I don't know where that is. Let me generate a new card. Let me punch that in. Doop, dop, doop, dop, doop. And then it's like, ooh, that looks like a debit card that you just generated using privacy.com. I'm like, it sure is. And they're like, yeah, no, it needs to be a real credit card and it needs to be the one that's in your pocket and you need to look at it and you need to type it in. I was like, yeah, but Chrome knows all of my credit card numbers and passwords and stuff. And they're like, we don't play nice with Chrome. So you're going to pull that card out of your pocket, you're going to read them numbers to us, and then you're going to watch your Beastie Boys. Also, we've already charged you for it through your phone. We already know the credit card because we just charged you for it. We're going to make you pull it out so that you can give us all the numbers again if you want to watch it on a PC. And I said, you know what? Fuck you. And then I went to bed and I watched Knight Rider.
Oh, that's so sad.
It is very sad. Also, Knight Rider, definitely just a dude dressed up as a seat cushion driving a car. That's not even remote controlled like I thought.
Also, the Beastie Boys not that good. But you want to know what is that good? And that is patreon.com/Night Attack. Patreon.com/Night Attack is where you can support this very show. You get yourself a private RSS feed, and boy, howdy, is this going to come in handy. You're going to plug it in to the podcatcher of your choice, and you are going to have just a whale of a time getting the after shows and the pre-shows before anybody else. Folks, it's just that simple. Patreon.com/Night Attack.
Hells yeah, man. And of course, if you are a new pledger or if you up your pledge, we have a little thing that we like to randomly call out one of you guys for a thing we call...
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the Night Attack new Patreon name chant corner hour.
It's an hour of it.
Dude, whether you're somebody who ups their pledge or a brand new pledger, we love you both equally. However, we slightly love you more if you're a brand new pledger, and that's why I want to call out my new best friend in the entire planet, Miles One Star.
Miles One Star!
I can run from Miles One Star. I can run from Miles One Star. So as you guys know, I have to clear out the echo in my voice. As you guys know, we're live on Twitch every Tuesday night. And as Twitch often does, people pledge bits, and we have a little thing we call the Bit Boss or whatever. And that's why we like to take turns telling a completely unbroken, factual story that has nothing to do with all of the bits that are coming our way.
Yeah.
Normally it's Justin who says it or me. Last week, I want to apologize. I threw Bonnie totally under the bus without
Yeah, it's
any
fucked
pre-planning on her.
Fucked up.
We're going to balance it out. Bryce, will you tell us an unbroken story, 1 minute long, of something that definitely happened to you this week?
Sure. So, this week I met my friend Renaigu, right? Me and my buddy Renaigu.
Bullshit.
And we were talking about our other friend, Jordan DeMoss. He's our good friend, Jordan DeMoss. We were on a Zoom call. It was one of those virtual Zoom calls, and Curtis LaRock was there too. And Curtis LaRock said, "Bryce, you gotta meet my friend Hot Beverages." And I said, "Curtis, you're so crazy," because I know Hot Beverages. Hot Beverages is a good friend, but I don't really know Rooster Bat very well. And Rooster Bat is a new friend.
What a diss to Hot Beverages. Like, you couldn't be bothered.
Yeah, very.
He's trying to make an introduction, and you couldn't be bothered. All right.
Well, I'm not like some people like Sutter Kane. I really would, do things my own way. I kind of go
dark turn.
Well, you don't need a Bonito boom crash this segment over my head, Justin. And Dan33, thank you.
Hot damn, man! In the middle of all of that, we got a hell of a new bit boss, right? Who's our current bit boss?
I think our bit boss was Jordan DeMoss.
Yeah. We don't know. We have a graphic over top of our bit count for right now.
The hype train is such a good idea, and it's really not affecting this segment at all.
I mean, look, yeah. Number one, I'm almost assured that we're bringing in more money because of it, but boy, does it fuck up our flow. Anyway, Bryce, we got a game or some shit?
We do have a game. It's been a little while since we've played it. It's one of my favorite games. It's kind of a newer game. Of course, it is the fantastic game New Six.
Oh yeah! The news that's 6.
News 6, that's right. It's the news. That's 6. So I've got 6 news topics. Okay, you can pop down now. Thank you. It's not a shortened version like I thought I had made. So I've got 6 news topics here, and there's a little bit of trivia assigned to them here. It's kind of a tough time for news, but we've got a little bit of a special edition of News 6 here, so I'm excited to play this with you all. Let's take a look at the topics, why don't we? Our topics today include a fine swing, gut feeling, touch faith, what's mine is yours, hack in action, and boy oh boy. So this is a round-based game. So Brian, we'll start with you. I want you to pick a topic for me.
Are any of these not sexual?
Oh. Oh goodness. Hack in action is not.
I'm gonna go with touch faith. The least sexual of all of these.
Your idea of sexual
Unlike gut
is
feeling.
disturbing.
All right, it's a touch faith here on New 6. Okay, this is from the New York Times. Today, Apple announced an innovative new cell phone with their trademark showmanship. This new iPhone has email, a web browser, voicemail, and a high-resolution touchscreen that makes it possible to use a finger to control the phone. Question. At the keynote, Mr. Jobs said that the goal for the iPhone is to take 1% of the world's market for cell phones by the end of 2008. Given the number of headsets sold last year worldwide, how many units would 1% amount to? Closest without going over gets the point. Brian, we're going to start with you.
When you say headsets, you mean handsets?
Phone devices.
Phone devices. So what we're really asking is, what is the number of phones sold annually today?
How much would 1% of that world market be?
Yes, that's easy. 7 billion people. 1% of 7 billion is 70.
You're going to say?
No, I'm going to say 70... 700 million. I'll say 700 million.
You say 700 million units. All right, Justin?
Wait, sorry, 1%?
1%.
Of 1 year's sales.
To have 1% of the world's market for cell phones by the end of 2008.
70 million.
You're going to say 70 million. Okay, 70M. Juice? Oh, Justin,
He's
are
meditating.
You there? Oh, he's asleep. Oh, no.
He's thinking about it.
Oh, you back?
He's already uploaded to the cloud.
There we go. Hi, Justin.
Yeah.
So one more time, Mr. Jobs said that the goal for the iPhone is to take 1% of the world's market for cell phones by the end of 2008. Given the number of headsets sold last year worldwide, how many units would 1% amount to? And it's closest without going over.
You guys were blinking out when Brian said his answer. So what's his answer?
His answer was 70 million.
71 million.
71 million. All right, Bonnie.
69.
God damn it, you lucky Pierre'd me. Fuck all of y'all.
What?
69 million.
What?
Oh, everyone went over.
Oh, shoot.
We're gonna start again. Brian, we'll start with you again. 1% of the world market for cell phones by the end of 2008.
68 million.
A bold strategy, Justin.
41 million.
41 million. All right, and Bonnie.
42.
Exactly 42?
Exactly 42. Yeah, that's it.
Wait, not even 42 million?
Nope.
Everyone is.
42.
Bonnie's over. She said exactly
Oh,
42.
okay. Oh, sorry. Hold on. One second here. Bonnie, your answer is correct. 1%
Oh, wow.
would be 10 million iPhones in the year
What?
2008. 10 million iPhones.
Whoa.
That's kookaburra.
Hopefully this iPhone ends up being something. All right.
Yeah, I hope they make an amazing television network on it that makes it really hard to watch and shows
Maybe
slideshows.
you're just holding it wrong. You ever think of that?
Man, last night was I could not get any sleep because here Brian's already mad about Apple.
Yeah.
And then my phone was totally stuck in a loop where it was trying to power down, but it couldn't turn itself off. And then like it just
You had
was
to jerk off your phone, didn't you? It was the only way to get it to finally go to sleep. No? No.
Brian.
What?
She doesn't like.
Oh my God.
Okay.
Anyways, it was burning up with the fever like
Super
I've
hot.
never seen a phone have before.
It was all spun up.
Yeah.
Are any of these segues not sexual?
All right, Bonnie.
What's happening?
As the winner of that last round, I'm going to give you the pick here. Or no, we go in order with this. Justin.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, you'll get the next one, Bonnie.
Sure.
We have 5 more topics here. A fine swing, gut feeling, what's mine is yours, hack in action, and boy oh boy.
I'm going to go with a fine swing. A fine swing.
These are all about fucking.
A fine swing. All right.
Man, somebody is fucking pandemic horny.
Oh my God. Watch out. Whoever his wife is. Jeez.
All right, this is per CNN. Last Friday, professional golfer Tiger Woods shocked the nation as he crashed his SUV outside his Windermere, Florida home at 2:25 a.m. Florida Highway Patrol said today they had completed their investigation into the incident and it issued a fine and 4 points to Woods' license. Question: how large was the fine Tiger Woods was ordered to pay? Starting with Justin, you're going to answer in dollars. Closest without going over wins a point.
I'm going to say $10,000.
Justin's going to say 10K. All right. Bonnie, how much do you think Tiger Woods was fined for crashing that fine automobile?
I think it is 10, but I'm going to say 2,000.
Say 2,000? Okay,
Yeah.
$2,000. Brian Brushwood.
Ba, 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 asshole! 2001, 2001, 2001, 2001.
Oh.
That's the theme to 2001.
All right, your answers are over. We're going to start with Justin one more time.
Oh.
How much was the fine that the Florida Highway Patrol cited Tiger Woods for?
Yeah, I'm going to say that one's about $150.
And say $150. All right.
Yeah.
Bonnie?
I think 500.
$500. All right,
Yeah.
Brian.
99.
Say $99. All right, we've got a
That's
winner.
that's something that the Florida Highway Patrol like to do is hit those very interesting and exciting price points like $99. Because that way you'll almost be excited to pay it.
Oh, it would have been.
Go
100.
ahead, drive around on Xanax and Ambien, only $99.99 if you're a PGA superstar.
That's less than the price of the clubs that your wife put through the window.
$99.99.
All right.
It's me, Crazy Brian, here with all the drugs for PGA superstars.
Don't blame me. I voted for Crazy Brian for Florida Highway Patrol Chief.
All right. We have a winner. The answer we were looking for is $164. Justin gets the point.
Wow.
How long ago was the incident?
This was last Friday.
Wait, again?
It's been.
No, it was 2009. The business. We're doing a bit.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, no, it was so long ago. It's so crazy that happened on last Friday, and now he has the Medal of Freedom.
In a
Not
statement,
a joke, folks. Not a joke.
in a
Wait, he
statement
has
post.
the Medal of Freedom?
Yeah.
What does that mean?
It means there's the highest honor that a president can give to whoever the president wants, and nobody can stop the president from giving that award. So both Rush Limbaugh and Tiger Woods have it now
That's
because
weird.
nobody can stop him.
Right. Okay.
I like to think that this is the thing that makes Brian go, the president is rampaging. He's uncontrolled. He's unchecked.
Justin Amash, 2020.
Yeah. I don't know why all these haters are on my jock. Me and my good friend Eldrick.
It's clearly hack bots. There's no way to get a headshot that hits 5 of us at once.
Bee pollen.
Bee pollen. All right, that's a point for Justin. Congratulations. Bonnie, I'd like you to pick a topic for me. We have 4 remaining. A gut feeling, what's mine is yours, hack in action, and boy, oh boy.
What's mine is yours.
What's mine is yours. All right. Here on New 6, the news. That's 6.
Big Babby in the chat says, sounds like somebody in Austin wants a Medal of Freedom. I mean, I wouldn't turn it down, to be clear. I will show up with all respect.
Oh my god.
I will wear my fanciest cravat.
Wait, would you wear American flag yoga pants?
Yes, I already do.
Okay.
I'm surprised he. I'm surprised he doesn't. I don't know. All right, what's mine is yours. This is from Reuters. 29 of the 33 trapped Chilean miners have been rescued so far from the Copiapo, Chile copper gold mine, a rescue mission that has gripped the nation for 69 nice days thus far. The final miners are expected to be carted up within hours, not days. For over 2 weeks, rescue efforts were clouded by the possibility of their demise, but the world is celebrating today. Question. The Phoenix capsule bringing the miners up now takes about 15 minutes per trip and is just wider than a man's shoulder width. How deep down into the earth must it travel to reach these miners? Answer in feet. Closest without going over gets the point. Bonnie, we're going to start with you.
In feet.
In feet.
In feet. Okay. Oh, I'm trying to. I'm trying to win. I'm trying to win. I always do. Dang it.
This is literally the conversation. Half the conversations in the bathtub are like, sweetheart, you got to stop trying to win. You got to remember we're doing a show.
But I like to win. Okay, I'm gonna say 110 feet.
110 feet. All right. Brian.
We're trying to get to minors, right?
That's right.
1 6-pack.
Oh,
Good God.
just one? There was a lot of them.
This feels like a seed of a new style of comedy for Brian, and I don't love it being planted.
Yeah.
No. I believe they were 200 feet underground.
200 feet. All right. Justin.
I'm gonna go with 420.
All right. The Chilean, so the answers we've got are 110, 200, and 420. The Chilean miners were trapped 2,050 feet underneath the surface. That's Justin's point.
Whoa.
That's right.
I like to get the answers on New 6 that's done by Bryson. He asking all the questions. I'm getting them all right, yeah, and that's the way we do it.
That was
We love it.
Beautiful.
We love it. All right.
Justin Amash is going to love coming on this podcast.
Oh, dude, it's going to be the
It's,
tits.
that's going to be the big twist is when he refuses to go on politics, but instead comes on Night Attack. That'll be
He's
amazing.
like, sorry, I don't like that stuffy bullshit. I like to cut loose, bro.
Oh my goodness. All right. Halfway through the game, our current standing is Brian has 0, Justin's got 2, Bonnie's got 1. Brian, we're back with you to pick a topic. We've got 3 more here. We've got gut feeling, hack in action, and boy oh boy.
I'll go hack in action.
Hack in action now on New 6. All right. On Monday, the Internal Revenue Service said over 300,000 citizens' tax returns had been accessed by hackers. The Get Transcript software was central to over 100,000 of those cases. Question: using personal data from those returns, hackers filed false returns to gin up refunds. How much money did the hackers attempt to generate from this plan?
Ooh, the key word is attempt. And I'm going to say
And it's in US dollars. Closest without going over gets the point.
$1,005,000,005.
$1,005,005,005, says Brian. Okay. Justin.
Come on, man. $2,010. Fuck out of here.
All right. So there was 100,000 people,
There were 300,000 cases.
300
Over 300,000 cases.
300,000 cases, and we all think they might have had a tax return for about $10. So now I just made math for me. I was trying to not make
You
math.
think hackers falsified data
also,
to make 10...
let's put a pin in the game and go back to where you believe the average tax return is $10. that's what I'd really like to hear more about.
It's the stingy government. You never get anything back. We never get anything back. I don't know about you guys. But so I'm going to say...
It's a banana, Michael.
What could it call? One tax return?
I'm going to say 30 million.
30 million? What the fuck?
$30 million.
300,000 compromised accounts, and you think they all took $10 each, and then they all put a tenner in the bagel jar on their way out. All of the hackers.
That's what I think.
All right, we've got a winner here. Congratulations go to Bonnie Brushwood. The hackers attempted to generate $50 million in refunds.
Hey! Holy
God
shit!
damn it.
What the fuck? What the fuck?
Oh.
Fucking all of them should be working in Bonnie's hacker paradise, where everybody
She's
works
right,
for
the Bonnie. She's right. She's right, the Bonnie. She's right, the Bonnie. She's right. She's right, the Bonnie.
All right, Justin, we're gonna go here to you. We got two more topics here: gut feeling and boy oh boy.
Oh, we're gonna go boy oh boy, Bryce.
Boy oh boy. All right, boy oh boy coming up on News 6. The news at 6. All right.
Man, how much would you love it if your local news anchor, like that, if you're a local news anchor, that's how you make a name for yourself, is by just a little bit singing along with the intro music as it comes in. Like, not enough for your boss to say, would you knock it off, but enough for everybody to be all like, that motherfucker loves that song. He's singing along to it.
Oh my goodness. All right, here we go. This is from CNN. Last Thursday, the world watched with bated breath over the fate of a young boy said to be trapped in a flying helium balloon for hours over Colorado. Falcon Heen, age 6, was missing and believed to be in a shiny silver balloon created by Father Richard. The 20-foot-long balloon soared 7,000 feet above ground before touching down near Colorado Springs. Falcon was in a box in the family's attic napping when he heard shouting and made himself known. Question: when the balloon made a soft landing about 50 miles from its departure at the Falcon home, how long had it been airborne since the 11:29 a.m. 911 call? The closest without going over. So we're looking for a time. I believe we're going to start with I think we're starting with Justin on this one. How long was the balloon boy up in the air? Or rather, it's not. This is not a riddle. How long was the balloon in the air? Obviously.
Yeah,
How long was
obviously
the
the boy
balloon?
was never in the air. That was sort of the spoiler at the end.
What would you say, skeptic? I'm going to say that it was in the air for 3 hours and 16 minutes.
3 hours and 16 minutes. Okay. Let's see. Bonnie, it's up to you. 3 hours, 16 minutes.
Okay, I know kids. They don't nap for longer than 30 minutes. Well, I'm going to say, let's say that kid was hot in the attic and he just got yelled at by dad for crawling into that balloon too long. So it was probably 3 hours.
So you take the under.
3 hours. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I was gonna say 17, but old GT Brushwood wants to come in with a little bit of game theory and say, I'll give a cozy, I'll say 8 hours. It was at least 8 hours. That whole debacle was 8 hours at least.
Brian says 8 hours. All right. This is close without going over, and
You're fired. Get out of here.
you're all over.
What?
Yeah.
All over.
No, that was part of the reason why Twitter was it was just a wild, brief period, but otherwise it would just be a story that probably wouldn't have even gotten all that much traction. But Twitter fucking made it a thing.
Man, leave it to Justin to somehow lose right alongside us, but be smug about it. like
Second loser too. Not even like closest. All right.
was
Well,
Justin.
you're the one who said 8 hours. Yeah, no, it was a tantric news story.
Justin, we're gonna go over you for one more guess here. The lowest guess so far has been 3 hours.
1 hour and 12 minutes.
1 hour 12. All right, Bonnie.
I'm going to go with that 30-minute nap, like I said.
You're saying 30?
minutes.
30 minutes or
Yeah,
it was
no
free.
kid is sleeping in a box in the attic for longer than 30 minutes before he's
1
like, what the
hour,
heck?
58 minutes, 20 seconds.
58 minutes 20. What? How many seconds?
20 seconds.
20.
20.006.
006. Let's say frames. How about that? All right, we got a winner here. We've got a winner. The balloon, landed at 1:35 p.m. 2 hours 6 minutes later. The point goes to Brushwood. Brian Brushwood. First point on the board.
Finally.
That's right.
That's
Falcon.
real news, man. CNN
The
covering
Falcon.
real news, like balloons that are alleged to have boys in it but actually don't. CNN, #1 news source covering real news. Good job, CNN. I liked where you covered that real news about that balloon that went down somewhere.
Like, why does a kid go into an attic for a nap? Like, who
Because his
put-
dad says, listen, kid, we're doing a magic trick on the world. I have a YouTube show to promote. I haven't made it yet, but I know publicity when I smell it. Go upstairs. Take a nap. Don't talk to your mom.
Well, and also
Later, lie about it. Say you were in a balloon. Dream about balloons while I release this balloon.
yeah, apparently, like came out that ABC was like they were trying to pitch a show to ABC, and this was like supposed to be a big publicity stunt for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He later got that show.
he did?
Yes, it's called
Yeah.
The News.
Dun. All right, we got our last topic here for News 6. I believe it is gut feeling. So, Bonnie, you're going to guess first on this one,
Oh.
on this round
Okay.
of News 6.
I love this idea. I swear to God, if you're an aspiring news anchor out there, please be the guy that makes a reputation by just kind of half singing along to your theme song.
All right, this is from the Chicago Tribune and the Washington Post. This morning, Today's Show host and America's sweetheart, Katie Couric, bared all by filming herself receiving a colonic as part of a week-long campaign on colon cancer awareness. For 8 minutes, viewers got a first finger perspective on the clean as a whistle colon while being encouraged to destroy the stigma of getting checked.
Fuck yeah, dude. America got up in them guts. They all
Up in them
wanted it.
guts.
Yeah. Wow.
Question. About how long is the human colon? We'll take your answers starting
30
with
seconds.
Bonnie. About
A 6 9.
Oh.
When
That's-
Brian's on the job.
Sorry.
Wait, she got checked for.
She got a colonoscopy. They shoved the camera up her butt, and America watched.
She's like, what the hell? I'll be drugged. I am going to say
Now give me the drug that makes me forget. Oh wait, sorry, that doesn't exist.
it's like a 30
Well, I mean, she
minute
did co-host with Matt
procedure.
Lauer.
I think, unless they mess it up.
Okay, 30. You said a 30-minute procedure. You believe?
Think
Okay.
so. Let me see. I know a lot of old.
I don't
people.
know what I don't know what data you have.
I believe. Okay, unless you're
Right.
measuring in feet per minute, this is a distance record, not a.
No,
She's working her way-
I'm
she's-
thinking.
okay,
I'm
she's
thinking
working her way
around
up.
it.
Got it.
I'm like, how? Like, so you have to like really look at everything, right?
You do have
So
to look
how-
at everything.
Yeah,
So
That's a big thing about this is you have to look at everything.
yeah,
yeah.
but it's too late. We've seen
Oh my
everything.
Yeah.
God. Oh my God. I'm so sorry for those people whose job that is. Oh, gross.
They
can
have
we show-
cameras, they have
can we
technology.
show Katie Kurt's butthole?
We-
Live on air.
Yeah.
They
We will when we
definitely
go to the
showed-
answer. The answer's in the clip.
Did she
Oh,
get
is
it
Okay,
waxed
good.
beforehand or bleached? That's the
Did
thing.
Katie
Bleaching
Kirk-
butts.
Did Katie Kirk wax or bleach her butthole before she got a colonoscopy?
I mean, first of
on
all,
the-
I guarantee you the butthole did not make an appearance. It's nothing but inner tubes.
Right. They have cameras and stuff now.
Yeah. Inner
Yeah.
tubes to her boobs. That's the old slogan.
Just for the doctors and the techs, when they spread her cheeks, it played "Hooray for Hollywood" like a greeting card.
The censors have a slogan: "Spread her cheeks, the outlook's bleak. Inner tubes up to her boobs."
That would be wrong. I don't even think you can do that. I don't know.
Look, man,
We're looking for a
I'm the one who landed the Toyota account, Carol. So I don't see what the big deal is. I'm the one who says what can and can't appear on the Today Show, and I say a butthole past the rim is fair game.
Yeah.
That's right.
Okay.
Please, Bonnie.
Brian in the NBC newsroom in full umpire outfit saying, "Play ball."
Now, surely everybody on the team got to see, like all her like teammates, like everybody that she works with.
They saw that butt.
I mean,
That
it's a
butt-
medical procedure.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's not.
It's a medical
No, go on.
procedure.
Wait, what else? Tell us exactly what you think happened.
Having looked at this clip for the thing today, there's a judicious amount of towel usage. I'm just gonna say.
There's kind of like when you're getting a massage, they're like, roll over.
The world's worst superhero, Judicious Towel. I'm here to cover the buttholes, but expose the inner workings of the colon. Stand back. It's
Apparently
me, Judicious Towel.
Now Katie Kirk's butthole's too good for everybody.
I know.
Apparently now. Oh no, big star's butthole. Please cover it in the towel. Sure. All right. We'll see. We'll see if that's soon forgotten, Katie.
But who's really nervous? Like, what are you really nervous about?
The censors, they're the ones who are very, very nervous. I told you, Carol, this is a delicate matter.
I think anybody who's going in is more worried.
Do you think
about
I'm the
their
one who wanted to
appearance.
get an ad for the Ford Probe? And this segment? Come on. I'm sorry.
All right, I'm gonna say that from my armpit to my fingertip is how long the colon is.
Can you use a number in any way for me?
I'm gonna say that's about 3 feet.
3 feet. All right, got it. 3 feet. Brian Brushwood.
I'm gonna go
One arm.
as tall and spacious as the cabin of the Ford Probe. 5.5 feet.
Brian's gonna say 5.5 feet. All right, Justin. How long is a human colon?
2 feet.
Also, Katie Kirk is really short.
Yeah.
Like-
2
like-
feet 6 inches.
I think she's taller than Tom Cruise. So if it helps, think of Tom Cruise's butthole and Judicious Towel.
Yeah, Justin, if that helps, picture Tom Cruise's butthole.
Yeah.
Sure.
Does he
Oh,
wax it
okay.
and bleach
Oh,
it?
I mean, you put it like that. I would think that one actually has like a science fiction like lock sound when his cheeks part. Like it's like,
Do you think Tom
and maybe a
Cruise?
fine mist.
Okay, true or
comes out.
false? True or false? Tom Cruise glitters his butthole. Like even though nobody will see it, he knows it's fabulous.
Do you think Katie-
No, but I do think he's sat on an open arts and crafts project. naked.
I think so. Now, I do think that he has his butthole de-aged on these.
Digitally.
That's true.
Digitally.
Yeah.
Digitally.
Digitally de-aged.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you. I'm glad we all got there.
There are no ripples to
I
it.
had
It's
to
just a
red
little
rum it a little bit
cloaca.
for everybody to get
Yeah,
it. That's
Brian is wiggling his finger, his digit.
yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, let's find out how long the human colon is from Katie Couric's doctor herself.
Answer: a 6-pack. Oh my God! We're looking at Katie Couric's butthole. She's smiling. She's very high on the drugs.
Good drugs.
A 6-pack was right. I was right.
Yeah.
I need a 6-pack.
Aren't they generally 6 feet long?
Yeah.
6 feet long and with an answer of 5 point something feet. Our winner is, our winner is Brian Brushwood.
Yeah. Hear that, Carol?
And that was a 10-point round. So congratulations, Brian is our winner.
Very good. Proud
All
of
right.
you.
If you've got a game you'd like us to play here on the middle portion of the show, which is what this has been, please send it in mail at nightattack.tv. That's an email address, mail at nightattack.tv, and we might play it here in the middle of the show, which is what this has been.
Goddamn right. This is usually the portion of the show that we move on to Diamond Time, where we get to shout out your projects. If you head on over to diamondclub.reddit.com, take two. There you go. Head on over to Reddit. You'll see a big old sticky post, and the top 3 we read out right here live on the air.
Including Dav from Canada. Hey, gang, times are stressful all around. Boy, do I ever get it. I'm in the same boat, but I've been grinding away on something I hope you guys dig. I wrote the soundtrack to a movie that doesn't exist. It's 100% handmade, 100% independent, and 100% not a real movie. But it's also 100% real, genuine effort and emotion from me to you. It's called Better Angels, and you can find it at tiny.cc/DAVBA. That is tiny.cc/DAVBA. Do you like John Carpenter? You like It Follows? Then you'll probably really like this.
Dude, hit us with this. Hit us with this.
Here are the opening credits of Better Angels. Ooh.
Ladies and gentlemen, brought to you by the all-new Ford Probe and the 6-foot colon of Katie Couric and Carol comes a very slow opening. Try another one. Try another.
Yeah, let's try a scene 2.
All right, here we go. That's the thing, Carol. I didn't go with the Toyota account. I'm going with Ford.
Why Ford?
Because I'm an American who loves American cars.
It is so American. It's big and spacious
I
and
don't
will.
hear anything.
Oh.
It's as big as a colon. It's as big as Katie
Wow.
Couric's
It's
colon.
very
I thought
nice
we
and
were doing a
atmospheric.
bit.
Thank you so much, Dav.
Yeah, sorry.
Princess Dagger 17 says, just giving a shout out to Friday Night Bryce.
Oh.
He's playing through Final Fantasy VII Remake, and it
you.
is awesome. Come join all the cool kids as we watch Bryce play through this beautiful and long game. I was there for the very beginning of this. Have you been enjoying it?
It's good. We're at 8 o'clock Central now on twitch.tv/nightattack. It's good. We actually just last week we did the iconic wall market scene of the game, where in the original game you would go to a bathhouse and get expletived.
You get a
Against your will.
6-pack.
Yeah, you'd be given a 6-pack and you would do some squatting challenges. That's been updated for the new game, but it's a lot of fun and it's great to see everybody out on Friday. So check that out. Friday nights.
Yeah, that is, twitch.tv/nightattack. All new content that's happening all the time, including, but most importantly, Friday Night Prize. And finally, Sign says, filled with existential dread over the state of the world and the ever-looming threat of death caused by one of the most contagious and deadly diseases in modern history, freak the fuck out that several states are just gonna fucking open up, causing even more infections? Here, hang out with my spouse, Polymathema, on Twitch as he plays Animal Crossing, because on the island, Nothing you love can die. Seriously, he's gone from being an introvert to a full-on scheduled streamer, and he's halfway to affiliate. He's disabled and hasn't had a job in decades, but now he's found something that he loves and has set up a regular streaming schedule and everything. Help us get him them Bezos books and throw him a follow. It's free and will mean the world to us. That is twitch.tv/polymathema. That is twitch.tv/polymathema.
Hells yeah, man. Steal them bucks from Ted Twitch. Meanwhile, let's take a look at our mail sacks.
Oh yeah, let's do that.
Join us for drinks in the Diamond Club.
The Diamond Club. That sounds grand.
Super grand. This is the part of the show where we read your emails that you've sent into mail@nightattack.tv. It's an email address. Like this email that we've got here from Evil Eagle. We haven't done this one, right? Evil Eagle 75. Have we done this one? No, we did this one. We did it in the last week. Sorry about that.
God damn it. No, we just missed my favorite bit. My favorite bit is 2/3 of the way in when you realize it. God damn it.
All right, no, we've got one here from Supernova Girl. Here's a good one from Supernova Girl. And this is titled Mailbag NA Discovery Story. She writes, "Hey guys, Brian asked how we all got here stories, so here's mine. I was a big fan of Penn and Teller and Magic in general when I was little, so when I heard Fool Us was going to be on TV, I started watching. That's when I first saw Brian and truly enjoyed his spot. I wanted to get back into Magic and learn some basic tricks, so off to YouTube I went. There I found Scam School and got hooked on those videos. In 2017, I saw Brian do his full stage show at my local theater, and it was awesome. What was even more awesome is that a small group of fans went and had drinks with Brian and Bryce after the show. Oh, I remember this. Most of the people there were Night Attack fans as well. At this point, I was a listener of Penn Sunday School and Ice Cream Social, but hadn't discovered Night Attack yet, so I started watching the back catalog. The Otfi character had me hooked. Night Attack had joined my podcast list. I started viewing live on Twitch and then got brave enough to start participating in the chat. From here, I've discovered and loved Cord Killers, Modern Rogue, Justin's Raise the Dead series, and Andrew Heaton's endeavors. Thank you for creating this community. I watch Night Attack and Happy Hour live every week when I can. I hope to see you soon, Rebecca, a.k.a. Supernova Girl. Supernova Girl.
Today I learned that Supernova Girl is Rebecca. Now I have a face to the name. For some reason they were independent entities, and I'm glad to see them collapse into the same person. That was a fun time. That was a good show. Yeah. We did that place twice. Proctor's Theaters up in Schenectady, New York. Man, going out afterwards, good times. It was great to see people come in from really far away, and you had that sense that it's like, this is special. Even as it was happening, you realize like, they can't all be like this. This is the right size event in the right rural community with people coming in the right amount of distance that we're able to have about 20 of us all get together or whatever. Truly one of the most precious experiences. That was pretty good.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun. We had a good time that night. Rebecca also sent along this image. She says it might be a good after show discussion, and maybe we'll do it quickly here. Maybe we can talk a little more in the after show. But this is one of those pick your quarantine house things. Have you seen that? Where it's like,
no,
here are the people in house 1, in house 2, house 3. Which house would you be quarantined in? And so apparently there's a magician one. There are 6. There's kind of a lot of names here.
Oh no, this is after show. We got to do this after show.
This is like 45 minutes of breaking it down.
Yeah.
All right, then patreon.com/nightattack. You can hear the audio version of that sooner than anybody else. All right, we got another email here from Cappy. Cappy writes, "Hey guys, I've been meaning to write into you. You've all got I've been meaning to write into you all for a little while now about something that I haven't heard you talk about regarding Tiger King. There's a part where they talk about that bitch, Carol Baskins, walking up and down Nebraska Avenue in Tampa, Florida. Well, I'm born and raised in Tampa, and all of us tampons," and he does say tampons, "know that the only reason a lady walks on Nebraska is because she's a hooker. Nebraska Avenue is very well known for its hookers and by the hour hotels. They even got shots of Alpine liquor, which I have been to, for alcohol, not the hookers." Justin, did that tip you off when you saw that in the documentary?
So I am not familiar in that particular way with Tampa. Like, I would know the Orlando corollary to that is Orange Blossom Trail, and there are parts of Fort Lauderdale that I would say are more known for hookers than less. but I am plugged in enough to the roots of Florida that was immediately the Florida man consensus was that Carol Baskin was hooking, and the Doc was not shy about leaving all the breadcrumbs around in case people wanted to pick up and make that a connection themselves.
Okay, there we go. Thank you so much for writing in, Cappy. We got one last very quick email here from Steak Plant. Steak Plant writes, do you guys like to ride bicycles, and where is the best place you've ridden? You guys bike fans? You bike fans?
I mean, wait, what is this? A joke? One of
Yeah,
us
you should be laughing.
Did a triathlon. I love bikes. I love me some bikes. I especially one of the biggest surprises to me has been how much I've enjoyed the big old fat tire bike experience that comes from the electric bike, the rad power bikes. I don't even know if our promo code still exists, but this thing is as big and as orange as a Studebaker, and I love it. I ride it everywhere. I love riding bikes.
Any classic places that you've ridden to? Any good scenes?
I rode all the way.
Biking?
I told Bonnie one morning that I was going to go for a bike ride just to work out, and then I sent her a photo from the Austin Capitol, which definitely is 25 miles into town.
God, I don't remember that.
And then Bonnie was just like, "Do you need me to come get you?" And I'm like, "Yeah, don't worry about it." It took 3 hours to get back.
Go!
Turns out faster to get there than to get back.
Yeah, you hit that.
Yeah.
You hit that rush hour traffic on the highway.
Yeah.
Juice, I know you do a little jogging, running, but are you a bikie man?
No, I had a bike. I bought a bike when I got to when I got to Oakland, and it is a very bike friendly city, as I found out with all the scooter stuff. But it was just a pain in the ass to get it up and down the apartment, and I didn't use it enough. Especially at that point, I was going to work and everything, so like it would always make more sense to drive, but I don't know. I could see a world where I went on more bike rides. I don't hate biking.
Yeah. Bonnie, do you do much biking? Is there any scenic places you've been biking before?
We did Brian and I did a wildflower tour one time.
Oh, that's right.
And that was pretty remarkable.
Yeah,
it was
we
like
went out
26
to
miles.
yeah, like a half hour out from here, and then we rode a long way, and we ended up at a biker bar. It was like everything was like a motorcycle biker bar, and then here we are in our little bicycles walking in with our helmets, like we looked like either Pee Wee Herman or Fletch 2, coming in like my uncle Ed Harley.
Yeah. No, that was pretty delightful, but not really easy to take your kids out for a bike ride around where we're at. So, although I am currently trying to teach the 7-year-old how to ride the bike, because I'm like so embarrassed that she's so old and
She's so old. I'm so embarrassed of how old she is, too.
I know,
She's
I
like
mean,
7
like she
years.
still has
God,
the training
that's
I
wheels
would have
on.
hoped that
I
she
mean,
would
I
have
looked
made
at that
something
baby,
of
I'm like,
herself.
oh, this is so 7
There is
years
this-
ago. What are you doing?
There is this little kid, and he comes to about my knee, and he is full on riding a bicycle, like for.
But is it a real bicycle, or is it like a?
No, it is without training wheels. He is riding a bike. And I'm like, every
So it's
time
a
he goes
contest.
by, I'm like,
Yeah.
that kid can do it. Oh my God, you guys have to learn how to
It's really
ride
a bummer
bike.
because Bonnie is constantly throwing spears, trying to get him in the spokes to mess up with the
Yeah.
kid.
No.
He's like, stop showing off.
I'm just like,
Swear to God, I'm sick of your attitude.
but then like Josie, who was 12,
12, barely
Now.
can ride a bike.
she can barely, but
Tell you what, man, she can host a
God.
YouTube channel though.
Oh, I
she
know,
definitely,
she's
we
got it up her
definitely
skills.
today recorded a full introduction from her. It was amazing.
But she nearly ran into some neighbor's window because I said, she goes, oh, there's like a turn coming up or a stop sign. I'm like, great. Like, that's awesome. Stop. You know, like
I think she was maybe. It sounded like she was asking for instruction on that one.
She was, which was confusing to me. Like,
Yep. Now that I think about it, maybe we're not the best parents. Our normal response is "cool story, bro." I pooped my pants. We're like, "Cool story, bro."
Cool. You should do something about that.
Tommy punched me. Cool story, bro.
So then she started to panic, and instead of actually stopping, she started like pumping her feet harder, and I'm just like, stop. And then she hopped the curve, barely missed a $40,000 car with the paper plate still on.
I wish that she had run right into that.
You know, those cars lose like 10% of their value when they drive off the lot.
I know.
Barely a $30,000 car.
What neighborhood?
And then she just kind of disappeared behind the truck, and I didn't see what happened after that, but it was like she was heading straight for their dinner table right at dinner time, basically. And then
Inside the house?
well, I mean, like, there was the window where the dinner table is, and she's heading right for it, but then I don't see her.
That went up into an open window, and then she was riding on the table, and then she, went on an adjacent rain gutter that took her to the upstairs.
Oh, God. Anyways, so no, we're not doing so great with the kids. Although Penny loves to ride her bike. She's doing a great job with her bike.
There's a character in Lonesome Dove who's an Indian who full on sells a woman to a bunch of people for the stated purpose of a gang rape.
Okay.
And then they talk about slicing her up. And then Bonnie, feeling the need to say something about this, as if anybody was in question about whether this was a good guy or bad guy, Bonnie goes, "Well, I don't think that's a good person at all." And I'm like, Bonnie, the kids get it. The kids got it. They were already there. They didn't need you to explain.
And he really liked biking right by the river.
Yeah.
He did.
Natural seg. It flows together like a babbling brook. My kids are learning to ride bikes, and did you know there was a gang rape in Lonesome Dove? Basically the same topic. God,
I know what the thread is. The thread is Bonnie's babbling or taking too long. With
No. Just Bonnie has a habit of understatement. That's the thread right there.
Oh, okay.
There we go. Thank you, Steak Plant. If you've got an email you'd like us to read here at the end of the show, which is what this is, send it into mail, mail@nightattack.tv, and we might read it here at the end of the show, which is what this is. Thank you.
Oh my gosh, that happened super, super fast. Thank you to everybody who supports us over at patreon.com/nightattack. Justin, the plan of attack to get Justin Amash on your show is that everybody on Twitter should at Justin Amash saying that you would like to hear his position as he runs for president or doesn't, whatever, but name 2 podcasts and just make sure the second one is your Twitter handle, Justin R. Young, right?
Yeah, that's it. So, that's exactly it. Justin Amash, of course, the prospective libertarian candidate for president. It's a bit now. This is what we're doing. Please, please, please make this happen. We will follow up with you next week.
Hells yeah, dude. What did we learn this week?
Brian, we learned that there's a gang rape scene in Lonesome Dove.
Oh, come on. Everybody knew that. What we learned is that, man, it really does sound weird, and you sound tinny when we have Skype and not our awesome, super audio connection.
We learned that Bonnie still really wants to win.
We learned that the colon is 6 feet long.
And of course, we learned that you guys should die in a fire.
And we'll see you next Tuesday. Who's the Bit Boss?
Our Bit Boss is with 12,345 bits.
Sorry, say those words again.
12,345 bits. It's Jordan DeMoss. Thank you for being
our only fan, the only fan who's ever existed. That's amazing.
Thank you.
Love you.
I get so sad.
Man, what an after show. Buckle up, people.
Wanna drink a warm glass of Drano. Night attack, night attack, night attack, night. attack. Night attack. Night attack. I love you.
Diamond Club hopes you have enjoyed this program.